as we always do on Monday afternoons, we got Matt Ryan joining the show to break down some quarterback battles of the weekend, because there was no shortage of them. We had Mahomes and Purdy. We had Stroud and Love. We had Darnold and Goff.
Richardson and Huntley.
Oh, it didn't quite hit the same. So let's start with, which was probably the biggest one of the weekend from a name perspective, Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy. What was billed as a quarterback battle turned into a defensive struggle. They actually both of them, put up the lowest passer ratings in a single game in their entire careers. Brock Purdy, 36.7. Patrick Mahomes, 44.4. Mahomes threw 2 picks. Purdy threw 3 picks. None of them threw a touchdown pass. What did you see, Matt, in this one with the defensive game plans, with the performances of both on Sunday?
All right, let's start with Mahomes and the Chiefs. To me, I think you throw out the interceptions. The first one, basically D-line tip pick. There's not much you can do about it, right? When they stop rushing, throw the hands up, it becomes incredibly difficult to navigate kind of any throwing lane. So throw that one out. The second one, I think he's putting up an opportunity ball. Wide receiver's feet gets clipped, has no opportunity to make a play on the ball. So, that's the stuff that happens. That's the cost of doing business in this league, playing quarterback, if you're going to be aggressive throwing the football down the field. And Patrick isn't scared. The thing I see from them and where they're struggling a little bit offensively, I say this as they're sitting there undefeated, but there's not much rhythm passing, on first and second down, particularly in the drop back or play action game. There's just not much coming open. In rhythm, and Patrick is not finding it in rhythm. And so I think that's throwing them off a little bit. I also think one of the things that has been an issue for them this year is the inability to get in rhythm with Xavier Worthy down the field. They had an opportunity on the deep ball yesterday down the field, and it's overshot. And I think there's a rhythm to throwing the football deep. Everybody thinks it's arm strength and speed, but it's being on the same page and throwing those things in rhythm to each other and understanding kind of the touch and the pace that you have to put on those balls. And so I expect as the season goes on that is something that will improve. But at the end of the day, Mahomes is the ultimate closer, whether it's running the football or on that last drive, really to seal the game. The climb in the pocket, the throw he makes, it kind of gets tipped, I think, by Mecole Hardman, and they end up catching it on their own. But they convert that third down. They do the roll pass, which is a great call. And then a jet sweep scores and basically ices that game. So he's a closer. He's an absolute gamer. He knows how to win. And I expect, and you hope if you're a Chiefs fan, that a rhythm develops in first and second down in the drop back passing game, and that he can get on the same page with Xavier Worthy.
What did you think of the sideline run? Because a lot of the controversy coming out of that game was from Patrick Mahomes. He's tiptoeing the sideline, and you see multiple 49ers defenders slow up thinking, hey, he's going to run out of bounds. Jets it back up the football field, probably gains about 20 more yards on that play. Do we need to have some legislation around sideline runs, especially at the quarterback position? Because everyone knows if they touch him in that situation and get him to the ground, chances are that's going to be a flag.
No. I like it. I did it one time in my career. Yeah, 100%. I did it one time in my career and snuck, and I didn't get another 30, but I got another 5 or 6, which was nice. But no, you got to, in my opinion, it happens so infrequently. It's not like we're seeing this 3-4 times a game, right? This happens once every handful of weeks. I think protecting these guys on the sideline is important, and you got to defend it in a way that you can, not give up, but not be too aggressive in those situations.
Hey, look, if you're not going to hit the quarterback there on the sideline, he's going to get another 15 yards anyway, so you might as well go take a huge shot on a quarterback. And I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan. He's a buddy of mine. Caleb Williams, I'm a huge fan of, and you see Caleb Williams starting to get into this habit of moseying along that tightrope down the sideline, knowing guys are going to pull up. If I'm a DC, I'm going to say, go shoot your shot, bro. What's the worst that happens? They throw a flag, we get a 15-yard penalty. Well, he's going to remember that, and the next time he's got to get out of bounds.
I guess the worst that is, can happen is there's a FedEx in your locker on Wednesday that might be 45 grand or something.
If it's a good enough hit, Matt, and you and I both know this, that the guys will pitch in together and be like, that was a huge momentum swing in the football game. So guys pitch in together on these fines. It's not just one guy getting thrown under the bus fiscally.
Yeah,
no doubt.
You can't. You just got to play to the edge, and if you get the flag, you get the flag. But you can't pull back like some of those guys did. You can't literally stop running to the sidelines. That's not the answer for sure. All right, let's go to the other quarterback in that game, though, Brock Purdy. You can't explain away all of his picks the way you can Mahomes, or at least you can place the blame on him. I'm not saying explain away, but some of those were his fault. Specifically, the first one was a terrible decision to test that crosser. What did you see from him in this one and the Chiefs' defensive game plan to really shut down this 49ers offense?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the first pick because that was the story of the game for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? It was this idea of sitting these, high safeties low and cutting in-breaking routes. And the first interception he throws, he pulls up. He's not able to get the edge, which they want to do, kind of get you out in space. So he's got to pull up and throws it, and it's clear as day that free safety is cutting the crosser. But if you look, there's probably 4 or 5 other examples, during that game where they really were not afraid of San Francisco running by them vertically, right? San Francisco forever has been this very good team of throwing crossing routes over the middle, whether it's off the keeper action or off the play action pass with the short post, or even in their stack sets where they run those option routes and they give you the middle. Well, they were playing these bunch sets, and their safeties were shooting their shot right away and taking it on rhythm and going to cut these in-breaking routes. Thought that was really good design on the defensive side of the ball by the Kansas City Chiefs. And then, I really think, San Francisco, when Ayuk goes down, Deebo Samuel's out, they don't have a vertical threat that scares anyone on the defensive side of the ball. So, he throws 3 interceptions. 2 of them are on him. The third was actually the second interception. And to me, it looked like a miscommunication on a corner route. The receiver breaks flat and gets separation, but at times you're expecting it maybe a little bit higher angle or at a deeper depth. And you let that go early and it turns into the pick. But I thought the Chiefs did a good job and the San Francisco 49ers did a poor job in pass protection of containing the edge, right? There was a lot of edge pressure, forcing Purdy up and in, making him uncomfortable, getting outside the pocket too often. The Chiefs defensive line, I thought, did an excellent job yesterday of not allowing Brock to get into a rhythm. Yeah,
and the Chiefs defense was basically begging him, throw vertical balls. Yeah. And the 2 that he did hit, he wildly underthrew them. 1 to Jake Cowling, 1 to George Kittle. So maybe more people will take a page out of that book.